Hello, race fans. Welcome back to Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Here tonight, we have the Underdog Racing League Xfinity Series at the Daytona International Speedway. But not only the Speedway, but the NASCAR road course layout here as the second race, third week in a row here, actually. After we started the class here at Daytona, we had the opening race here at Daytona last week, and now back here again at Daytona for the third week in a row here at the Underdog Racing League for the Daytona road course to close out our trilogy here at the Daytona International Speedway. But thank you everybody again for tuning in here tonight. Let's give a special shout out to all these sponsors who helped make it happen here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting. First, we want to give a special shout out to ButtKicker. Every game deserves a truly immersive experience. The ButtKicker Gamer 2 lets you feel every detail, from the subtle footsteps to the rumble of a V10 powered race car. From ambient environmental effects to the power of a nearby explosion. By moving a physical mass instead of only air, the Gamer 2 provides instant, accurate, powerful base response, and it's all perfectly in sync with every game with no additional software required. So make sure you go to ButtKicker.com to check out their ButtKicker Gamer 2 or their other various products, and you can use FreakyFast20 as our promo code to get 20% off of any purchase there at ButtKicker.com, and you can feel what you've been missing. Next, we have the McConey Setup Shop. The McConey Setup Shop is your home for iRacing setups and the official setup shop of the Richmond Raceway esports team. Fielding the number 46 and number 90 in the Coca-Cola iRacing series for Jimmy Mullis and Zach Novak. They have everything from Legends Cup cars, they've got you, or Legends to Cup cars. They've got you covered. Dirt setups for late models, modifieds, and wing sprints are also available as well. Coaching with professional drivers such as esports Coca-Cola iRacing Series champion Zach Novak, his teammate Jimmy Mullis, River Hayes, and many more are also available. And remember, at McConey Setup Shop, there are setups, but they're your victories. You can head on over to www.mcconeysetupshop.com today, where you can use promo code FFB10 to get 10% off of all setups there at mcconeysetupshop.com to let them know that Freaky Fast sent you there. So again, make sure you go check out ButtKicker.com and McConeysetupshop.com here, as they are our wonderful sponsors here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting. But thank you again, everybody, for tuning in here. Now let's get to the racing action out here on the racetrack. Second race of the regular season here. I am Zach Hall up in the booth, and joined alongside me is Ryan Twynham, as we have Robert Moyer Jr. in the production box. Ryan, what a night here. Second race here of the regular season, but third race back here at Daytona, and now we're doing a little bit of right and left turning.
Yep, and I don't know, I like to consider myself in the majority of NASCAR fans. Not the strong suit to be at the road course, but I'm going to do my best. I am familiar with the Daytona road course, so look forward to some good racing, and maybe we see some guys up front that tame the road more so than the oval.
Yeah, this place is completely different. Like you said, you know, a lot of drivers do not, you know, this is not going to match up their style, not what they're used to on a night-to-night basis. But here, they're going to have to adapt those styles and get the quickest times. And right now, looking at the top of the board, Justice Murphy, that is really catching me off guard. I can't really bring back a memory of him on a road course last season. But, man, right now that 9 machine that's sitting at the top of the board above Trevor Earhart and Jason Finsler, 2 of our road course winners from last season, that is a great time for him. We'll have to see if he can back it up here in this 10-minute qualifying session where they only have 2 laps to get the perfect lap in.
Yeah, and you see top 8 are all underneath 2 minutes there, and you can throw the top 10, 11, 12. They're all close in time, so it looks like there's going to be some good racing here. Good beating and banging. Everyone's got to be watching their braking points. Make sure you don't run over the guy in front of you or get run over yourself. So interested to see how these guys do. We're going to have some blown corners. We're going to, I'm sure, have a few chuckles. And that's what road course racing is about.
That it is. And right here, looking at the standings, after last week's win for Dylan Walterman in that Freaky Fast machine, he's sitting atop the board, 10 points ahead of Robert Rader there after a special race for him. Also there in position at Daytona. Sean Huffstutler there is going to be in second. Remember, he had the 10 bonus points from the Clash race to help him, and that really helped his cause. Got his total points up all the way to that third place position, only 11 points back from our points leader, Dylan Walterman, as we enter our second race here of the season before we head off to the rest of the calendar, where it's going to get more and more tough as the season heads on.
Yeah, we got the 9 car out there right now, and Justice Murphy, fastest in practice. He's gonna watching him take a few turns here, and he's gonna be laying down a qualifying lap. Quick in practice, should carry over to qualifying. He's looking real smooth out there.
Yeah, Justice Murphy, like I said, big surprise for me there on those practice boards here, and coming up to speed on his warm-up lap, getting those tires up to heat. Going to have 2 attempts here at a lap here. Should be interesting to see. Also, another cool thing to see that you don't see much of is under the lights here at Daytona on the road course. We this race was run in the daytime majority of the time, and now here under the lights here for the Underdog Racing League, this is very special. And I can tell you, I actually have a good bit of experience here at this track. Did some laps here this week, helping actually one of my fellow competitors and teammates work on a different league race he has here at this track. And I can tell you one thing, this Xfinity car, one of the toughest cars to drive on the road course. It used to be back in the day, Ryan, where the Xfinity car was personally the preferred of the stock cars for driving all these road courses, because the Cup car just had so much power, and the trucks were just big, boxy, and they just didn't like the road courses as much as the Xfinity cars. But at the moment, right now, I'd say the Cup car is definitely the easiest with the downforce it has and the way that the engine package is. But this Xfinity car, it's a whole different beast, and very tough to drive, I must say.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think myself. I don't think so. My experience on the road course in stock cars is limited. I don't think I've ever touched the Cup on the road course, but I was gonna say I prefer the truck. I felt like the Xfinities felt like ice skates around some of these corners.
Oh, that is I think a lot of people comment about that. Very limited grip in this race car right here. Very hard to put the power down. And if you carry too much speed on the apex, like you said, Ryan, like almost on ice skates, you just skate out and just feel like you're sliding constantly on the racetrack, never getting up to grips with it. But I can tell you, once you find that rhythm, you can get very well into it. And right now, Murphy pulling off a lap here in qualifying. We'll see what he can put down with fastest in practice. I want to see if anybody can back up their times, or do we see, guys take a little less risk. That's the thing. You got 2 laps here to do these qualifying laps. You get one off track here, as iRacing determines, you will not get that lap counted. So you got to be a little bit cautious here in the bus stop, especially.
Yeah, and I was wondering that too. Beginning of this lap, I thought maybe he might have cut one of the corners a little too much. I saw some dirt fly. Sometimes you get away with just kissing the dirt. iRacing won't pop up the incident, but it's a fine line, and yet you're right. Any incident points, even if it's a 0x, kiss that lap goodbye.
And, the big change here, I've done personally myself, done thousands and thousands of laps at this road course here, just practicing for Daytona 24s each and every year. And this track is a very interesting racetrack. There's Murphy drops in a 1:58.739. We'll see what Trevor Earhart puts down. 1:57.371, fastest time we've seen all night for Trevor Earhart. But back to what I was saying about this racetrack, very, very much a interesting racetrack with how it is laid out with the oval and the infield road course. But to add to this, we have the NASCAR layout, which has the chicane there on the front straightaway, and I can tell you that chicane with those curves, very difficult. You can't even touch the curves. It's kind of a interesting chicane. You almost, most time in these stock cars, you would think you want to be very aggressive on the curbs, but at this track, in that final chicane, you cannot be aggressive on it. It just sends you off, as they call them, the turtles, I think.
Yeah, I am very, very familiar with that curb. My races here, I feel like I pick up a lot of time in that chicane, and each time I think I can get better, and then I start nipping the curb, and I lose all that time I've been gaining previous laps just in one turn.
Yeah, it's easy to do. It's almost you think you want to get there to get it, but you just can't because it just upsets the car so much. And it also you take risk if you hit it too hard, you definitely take risk of damaging your engine, your suspension. There's multiple different things you can do to that car with those turtles that can very well damage it. Oh man, you can see that. I think that's, I believe that's Peyton Presley in the 11, as he's qualified fourth at the moment on his second lap, gets the turtle on the inside of the exit of the bus stop there and flips that car all the way over and jumping for Freak Alves in ninth so far on his first lap. But as we were talking, Jason Finsler, our past season champion, jumped to the top of the board and winner from Watkins Glen.
Yep, and I think we got Presley listening to our broadcast. He wanted to show an example of what we were talking about. That's perfect. Perfect teamwork between us and the drivers and our wonderful producer, getting all on board and showing the viewers what we were talking about.
Yeah, it was a prime example there of what you don't want to do when you get into the curbs there, as we head off into the final two corners here of this racetrack. You'll see Nick Alves there wind back around the left-hander, head down to the start-finish line. Let's see if he can pick up any time. Ran a 159.1 in practice, ran a 201 so far. There's going to be a 159.8, and that's going to slot him up to about the 7th position. So going up the board a little bit there after that first lap time. Looks like we'll now be looking at Orlando Jr. there in the 27 machine. Looks like he'll slot into 11th here on his lap.
Yeah, I'm interested to watch turn 1 tonight because personal experience, I cannot figure that turn out, and I'm always either sliding way past it or I'm cutting it too tight and going through it too slow, getting run over. So I'm interested to learn some things for my own benefit here and see how these guys run through turn 1, because that's where I always lose time. So I mean, there's got to be people who or some of these drivers who are going to be making up time there, maybe even losing time there. Just like other parts of the track too.
Oh yeah, very. And that's a very critical spot. It doesn't lead to a straightaway, but it's such a large braking zone. It's such an easy place to hurt your tires. Also, little lockups can really take the wear out, build a lot of heat in the tires, and it will hurt you overall the course of the run. And that is the easiest corner by far of all these corners to lock up into, and that is due to the braking force that you're putting into the car as the track is turning. So you're having to turn the wheels as you're braking, and when anytime you have to turn the wheel left or right rather than being straight when you're braking, you're going to have less braking power and less grip and less adhesion to the road, and you're not going to stop as well, and it's going to start to lock those tires and create the smoke that we see heading down there. And I'm going to tell you, we're going to see that a lot tonight. You're going to see guys locking up in there, constantly smoking that left front inside left tire as it gets light on entry there, as that braking force goes out to the outer right side of the car.
Yeah, we're getting ready to should be about wrapping up qualifying. You see our past champion Fensler still leading with a 156.9, which is the fastest lap of the night. Faster than anything in practice as well. I think our fastest time was Justice Murphy with the 157. So you see the two heavy favorites here, winners from last year, going towards the top of the board, and Justice Murphy sitting third.
And you also got James Loveland there. He only put down a 2-minute lap there in practice, but 158.5 in qualifying. That is not far off from our leader, Jason Finsler. Our road course, seconds of gaps. It looks big, but man, I'm telling you, race pace can change very drastically from qualifying pace. Right now, Finsler, just because he's sitting on top of the board, doesn't mean he's going to run away with this thing, ladies and gentlemen. He's got to be able to put those tires together continuously each and every lap, and that's a tough thing to do, especially in this Xfinity car and at this Daytona road courses. Looking now at the 21 of Christopher Heights, he's trying to put a lap down in that machine. So far, has put down a 2 minute, 2 second, and 26 hundredths there as he crossed the line, but he'll be coming back this time to see if he can put down a second lap and see if he can push himself farther up the board. Didn't have any practice time, so nothing to base off if that's a good lap for him. But I think, time is going to end for him. He won't be able to get that second lap.
Yeah, we're going to go racing here. With Fensler on the pole position, he'll get the bonus point there. We got 10-lap stage 1 here. And I'll let you take away the starting grid.
Yes, here it is. Starting grid for tonight's race here at the Daytona road course. Jason Finsler going to start from that pole position. Alongside him on the front row will be the 25 of Trevor Earhart. Third is going to be Justice Murphy, the 9. Fourth is going to end up in the hands of James Loveland. Fifth place there, around Aiden Presley. Sixth is going to go to Grant Thrope. Seventh is going to be Nick Alves. Eighth is going to be Dylan Walterman. Ninth is going to go to Jacob Sekrovich. 10th is going to be Justin Stunner. And 11th is going to be Kevin Orlando Jr. 12th is going to be Christopher Heights. 13th is going to be Dennis Steele. 14th is going to be Dane Moyer. 15th, Cody Dorsey. 16th is going to be Michael Miner. 17th is going to be John Magner. 18th is going to be David Buell. 19th is going to go to Marshall Wilson. 20th is going to go to Jeff Glover. 21st is going to be Parker Johnston. And rounding out your field tonight in the 22nd position is going to be Scott Kerberg, as that's your starting lineup here tonight. Ryan, going to be an interesting open lap, and I'm telling you what, oh no, this might be a standing start, I believe.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, they're not moving yet. We'll see what happens. It does look like they're offset. That usually cues, yes. Still start, or standing still start, or no rolling lap.
Well, this is gonna shake it up, man. These drivers now, the nerves just went through the window. They were thinking about your pace lap coming back here to get the green. Now they're gonna have to somehow fire these tires up, cold tires sitting here on the grid. So we're gonna have to wait whenever the lights fire off. We're gonna be a little bit caught off guard here, ladies and gentlemen, when this goes. So keep your eyes on the screen here as we wait for the final few moments here before the lights go out. It's, 5 green lights and we're away. There it is, green flag. And look at that, Finsler's off and away. Everybody else getting away pretty nicely. No contact back there. A few drivers having a little bit of mistake there with Orlando Jr., but down into one. Oh, already big lockups. Looks like Murphy's going to lock up, but who is that off wide? I believe that may be 77 of Grant Thrope. Yes, he does. He pushes out wide, losing a few positions down here through the S's.
Yeah, that was quite a start. I was wondering if anyone was going to spin their tires, maybe hitting the gas too. Oh, we got one in the wall there. 33's into the wall just before the U-turn. And we got some great starts outside of that. Looks pretty clean. I think he just lost it. Like I said, going around that turn 1. I can't figure it out, and I'm glad to see I'm not the only one.
Yeah, I think what happened there is he was side by side and Stunner in the 33. He tried to cut a lot of that curb there on the inside of the last S coming out of turn 1. Heading down to turn 2, and that will send you around and send him around into the barrier, and he's going to get back going. So he's going to lose that 10th starting position, probably going to be around the 17th position. Look at this. Oh man, is that? Oh no, that is Trevor Earhart. He made a huge mistake down here in turn 6, and he's going to lose his 2nd position. That's going to give Finsler a lot of breathing.
Yeah, and he's being smart. He's not jumping up on the track on the. The 33's having more troubles there. He was being smart, not going up on the apron. Oh Lord, 33 looks like me out there.
He's not having the greatest night here to start off. Just a starter. Big thing he's got to keep in the back of his mind. Stage at lap 10. Just got to keep the wheels on this thing. Maybe get to lap 10 and he can survive, get reset, and maybe get a few positions back later in the race.
Yeah, as this race goes on, he's got a DraftKings sponsor, and he might be a Drift King by the end of this one.
As you see him head down here to the bus stop chicane on the back straightaway, as Finsler, our leader, goes down into turn 1 at the moment. And I'm telling you what, I'm watching a few of these guys. They're having some big moments going down the one. I'm watching each of them, and a lot of sliding race cars through that apex right there. No lockups though. No smoke being thrown off the tires. And Trevor Earhart again in the 25. He's going to push wide here, possibly in the S's, and lose another spot. I mean, Trevor's got to be pushing hard, but he needs to think here. Big picture, get some track position back for that stage at lap 10, and he'll be in a good spot to battle for the win, possibly.
Yeah, right now he's about 15 seconds, I believe, away from the lead here. So what he needs to do now is just work on picking up that 3 seconds and 2 positions, get to the top 10, and start maybe picking up 1 stage point at a time here. And wait till the end of the stage and reset and have another go at her.
Yeah, and you know, the mistake he made heading right here is going to be the corner. He made the mistake there down to 6. It's so easy to lose the rear end right there. It's one of the hard corners to break just because it's such a tight apex right there that you have to get it really slow down. It's a bumpy actually track right there too, where there's a lot of runoff area there. So a lot of use of that track and wear and tear on that road course there has made it pretty bumpy in that braking zone, and it can get pretty scary, especially at the apex losing the rear end like Earhart did.
Yeah, when you come out of that corner, especially, I know these cars are already touchy on the gas. You know, you got to really play with the throttle when you're getting it, when you're laying into her. It's very easy to lose it coming off of that apex, especially.
24 laps to go still in this thing as we're 2 laps in the books. 8 to go here in stage 1 as Finsler opens up a 2.2-second gap back to Justice Murphy, who right there about a second quicker than Finsler, but I think Finsler knew he had a gap. No reason out here to run qualifying times. If you do that, your tires and rear drive is going to be gone. But at the same time, 10 laps is not that long.
No, it is not. And just looking through the order, just want to give an update on our current Freaky Fast point leader. He's got himself in the top 10 right now, so he's holding strong. You got the four struggling a little bit. He's down towards the bottom with the 33. Kerberg doesn't look like, maybe he didn't start. I'm not 100% sure.
I believe he did not.
Okay. Well, yeah, now it's showing him 49 seconds behind. So that maybe a little hiccup with the scoring monitor there.
Oh, no, he did. He did.
Okay. Yeah, I saw he was lap down, and now all of a sudden he's picking up position. He just picked up on the 4 car. So maybe it was just a little hiccup with the scoring monitor there.
Right here, looking at the exit of turn 6, one of the toughest spots you can see. You come off the apex of the corner, then you get straight for just a slight movement, then have to turn back left to get back onto the banking for turn 1 and 2 of the oval there as they head there. Now we're going to hop on an onboard through the bus stop. This is one of the most critical corners on this racetrack here as we're on board the 77 Grant Thorpe. He's going to get a great run out. And look at this, 4th position for the 77. You know, Grant, definitely one of the newer drivers in this league, Ryan, but he's showing some skill here on the road course tonight. Early to go.
He is, and you see some tire lock up there. That's expected, especially going through the chicanes here. If you notice, you think to the super speedway oval when you're out by yourself, you kind of want to ride that yellow line, but you see guys try over here just in front of Grant Thorpe is Loveland. You're not really running the bottom. You're trying to set yourself up for these tight corners and hoping you can finesse your way through this track. And maybe the bottom through the speedway turns is not the best place to be.
Yeah, you know, that's actually a good point because I did just doing the testing I did this week. It is best to be up against that wall. It's the straighter line up there. You can break up against the wall, get it nice and straight. Because like I said, any bit of wheel, like I said earlier in this race, if you got any bit of wheel turning left in your braking or turning right in your braking, the tire is more common to lock up there and not stop. So the straighter you can keep those wheels and the straighter you can have a braking zone, the more braking power and better you're going to do in that zone.
As we're riding along with Loveland here, Thorpe just behind him, and you seeing it right here. I think he's going to dip down a little low here, but I agree with you. When I run here, I like to stay along the wall here, coming to the front stretch.
Now down the back stretch here, Loveland's going to head down to the bus stop chicane. Entry there that hits the first curve, second curve. Want to grab the third and the fourth curve. See, that's the difference here. You got this chicane, you want to grab the curves. You got the final chicane. You don't want to touch those things. It's a death sentence here. Is look now down to the bottom here through 3 and 4. He's going to want to go up the racetrack to set himself up here to have a straight braking zone going down into the final 2 corners.
This is where you don't want to touch the curb here because it'll throw you around and mess up your race, mess up your car. You can lose a lot of time touching that curve. But the other curve, you're right. You want to be right along it.
I think the three of Jacob Zekovic. I don't know if that was a mistake or what he did because that right there was too much curve. So he
Yeah.
was flying way up the racetrack there. Also, Grant Thrope, he lost a lot of time through there, but James Loveland makes a mistake up here in third to get some of that time back that Grant lost. And man, from what I'm seeing here early in the go, and right now Murphy keeping Finsler in check, and Finsler spun it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw him all of a sudden lose a bunch of time. I saw Murphy take the lead, and yeah, Fensler made a mistake, and Murphy's jumping all over it.
And I would tell you what, guys, this is I gotta shout out my practicing this week here at this track because where he lost it there down in the two, he swung very wide in the braking zone to get the better turn in. You think you want to do that? It's the classical thing. You want to get as wide as possible before you turn in to give you a better radius when you do turn in and have a better exit. But on that side of the racetrack, many drivers don't know, but it is cambered. It falls off to the left there, and you can really upset that race car as you transition off that left, somewhat of a left cambered side of the road there over to the flat side of the road. It really makes the car want to rotate, and that's where you see the rotation from the rear of that five sends him around. Now he's way back from Justice Murphy with Loveland directly behind him for that second position. Murphy definitely smiling as Earhart and Finsler, both of his top two competitions in front, have plundered here or severely messed up here in the early going.
Yeah, and I'm starting to learn that I'm going to need you to be my crew chief the next time iRacing brings us here because I did not know that turn cambered off like that, and now I know why I was struggling there so much.
Yeah, you think you want to go off there, but you want to really break right in the middle of the road there. It's the flattest, most smooth part of the track. It just seems to just give you the most grip, especially in these stock cars. It's a bad habit for myself. I know commonly I do that, and even in the practice session that I ran here with these cars, I was doing that exact same thing going out wide there till I had to get my muscle memory back down to say I need to stick it in the middle of the road there because you literally do that in a sports car. Sports car, it can take that. The suspension's made for that. It's an independent suspension. With these cars, we have solid rear suspensions. The car, when you go over cambered and banked, like things like that have different bankings and different levels of racing surfaces, it really affects these race cars, and it can totally upset the balance.
Yeah, man, I'm new. I'm not new, but I'm inexperienced in the road racing, and I'll tell you what, those I'm just bought an Indy car off the iRacing store, and I was riding around, and they handle a lot better than the stock car. And I was thinking to myself, why haven't I gotten into the road racing more?
Yeah, road racing, it is a very tough discipline, but very fulfilling. When you get very good at it, it becomes one of your favorite things to do. I mean, there's personally, I couldn't ask for a better time than to go around a track like this, slinging a big, heavy stock car that's not meant really to do something like this around this place, and it just makes it tough one as a driver. So everybody is struggling, but everybody is trying to be the driver that struggles the least amount to win the race. So it's one of the fun things I love about road courses. It really tests your driving skills, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, it does. And whenever we're at a track that's not my best in stock cars, I like to venture out. The most fun I had on this, and most addicting fun I had on iRacing, was doing the rally cars in the dirts and the jump. And when they brought that out, and I was like, yeah, maybe not my cup of tea. And then I tried it, and I was like, this is a new, fun experience, and I was hooked.
There's so many great things. It's just definitely got to give a shout out to iRacing as we're on iRacing Live tonight also. So shout out to iRacing for that. But shout out to iRacing for all the cool things we got added to the sim. When I first joined it, we just had the stock cars, the certain road course cars that we had. I mean, I never even thought dirt was a possibility. And, you know, the crazy things like that happen. The rallycross comes into it. The possibilities are pretty much infinite on iRacing here for them, and it's definitely been a wild, crazy journey. But it's one I'm glad to be a part of, and very happy to be calling these races, watching this great action.
Yeah, and I'm just like you. When I first got on here, it was just the stock cars, and it was the oval, the oval series. I guess you call it, but now they got 4 different ones. Oval and road they had, but they added the dirt, and I'm not good on the dirt. That's definitely the weak spot. As we see the 28 lose it there, he's going to lose some time. He's got to straighten her out, get back on the track, and get going. But dirt's not my strong suit, but it's where I have the most fun. It's a blast on here.
Yeah, I struggle very much on the dirt. Where I excel on road and asphalt, I struggle with dirt. So it's definitely my Achilles heel. But like you said, so much fun. It's just, you can get out there, slide around, and that's kind of what I love about the road course racing here. You get out here and kind of slide around on asphalt. It's kind of somewhat of a dirt race, in my opinion, on a track. Loveland. Oh no, major mistake for him, giving up third. That's going to slot him back to fifth with Thrope and Presley going by after a mistake in the final chicane. Big spots to lose there for him.
Yeah, and that was right in that chicane we were talking about. You don't want to get in the, you don't want to hit that curb, and I have a feeling that's what he did, and it tossed him around.
It's very easy to do, and Loveland, one of our more consistent road course racers. He's had good road course races in the this league here, and up in front of him. Look at the mistake from Presley there in the 11. That's going to push him wide. That's going to give Loveland back to position. Now only one position loss after the 77 got by as he gets back by the 11. 56 up to fourth in the closing laps of this stage as we are 2 to go. Or we will be 2 to go next time we cross the start finish line.
Yeah, and it's good to see the 25 is back, made his way back up to 8. So he's just marching along. He's going to wait. This stage has a couple laps left in it. Update on the 33. He has called it a night. He maybe a little overwhelmed by the right and lefts.
It's very easy to have that happen to you. And the biggest thing I can echo for drivers out there that just don't feel confident in races like this, it just takes laps. There's the old adage, practice makes perfect. It's literally everything about it here in road courses because it takes such quick reflexes and muscle memory to be able to not make mistakes, but catch those mistakes before they fully get into a pretty much a point where you can't make it out. Well, we got some racing out of the bus stop there. Looks like I believe that was Alves in the 24 jumping that thing ahead of behind Walterman there in the 99 as they race down the front. Actually, it's ahead of Walterman there as Walterman's going to get the run down Alves heading down here to the chicane. But man, yeah, just definitely it can be overwhelming if you don't have the laps and the necessary, muscle memory that it takes to get around here.
Yeah, and I can relate to that. We just had a race at Watkins Glen. Grew up, Watkins Glen's part of NASCAR every year, and I put in lap after lap, and about 10 laps in, I ended the race on my door. So I can relate to the struggles of road racing.
Yeah, road racing can be a rough and tumble sport. But it's the beauty of it here as we're looking at the battle. Orlando Jr. all over the back of Earhart as Earhart made the pass. He's trying to scurry away after his mistake from that second position as he looks like he gets it done now up to 6 as we're looking back from the 25 bumper. He's going to try to run up here. Maybe have time to catch the 11 if there's some mistakes, and maybe the 56 of Loveland if they make a few mistakes here in the closing laps as we have just under a lap and a half to go.
Yeah, this is where the most action is on the track too. You got what is that? 6th, 7th, 8th, and throw 9th in there too, and they're all battling there. Armstrong and Walterman sitting 9th. Holding his own right now, and you got Loveland and Presley up there 4th and 5th. They're within a second of each other. They probably got a battle, but Justice Murphy, ever since Spencer made that mistake, maybe he, like you said, maybe he locked the brakes up, his tires are upset, and he just doesn't have the bite he did in the beginning of the race because Justice Murphy's pulling away.
Well, Justice has had him covered since that mistake. And, very well that mistake does take a lot of life out of tires, but it should have rebounded at this point. And it's telling me Murphy's got great long run pace here. As we'll see this time by. Does Finsler gain anything? No, loses some more time. So, yeah, Murphy just really good on the long run pace here as he takes the white flag for this stage. So one more time for him. And, you know, I was doing a little bit of math from the data I have. It's looking like we may be a few laps short for that final stage here. So, if someone could save enough, what it's coming out for me is around 13 and a half laps. We get that caution here. It'll be 15 to go. But, you'll have those caution laps also involved there, man. It's going to be close for him on fuel. I'm thinking someone can get it done, but will the leaders risk it? In my opinion, if you're the leader, I don't know if you risk it. It's a big question.
Yeah, it's going to be close. The caution will come out, and that will be the only caution of the race for anyone who's unfamiliar. There really isn't any cautions thrown in road iRacing, and you know it depends on how many laps that caution's going to tick down. And like you said, are the leaders going to want to chance it? This is a long road course. It's not like an oval where you can coast around and hope you can roll into your pit box.
Yeah, if you run out at the beginning of the lap here, it's going to be a very long tow. As Murphy here, what a stage for him, man. I tell you what, if someone would have told me Justice Murphy was going to come out here win stage 1 here tonight at Daytona, I'd have said I wouldn't have expected it. And he's gone out here and done it. This is impressive driving. The 9 machine starting off the season well here in stage 1 here, the Daytona road course, coming through the chicane for the final time here in stage 1. When he crosses the line this time, he will be your stage 1 winner here tonight. Justice Murphy going to win stage 1 here at the Underdog Racing League.
Yeah, he's going to be followed by Fensler. Thorpe and Loveland are close behind. And Earhart, nice rebound. He's back up to 6th, and if it was a lap longer, maybe he gets to the top 5. But even with him charging through the field, Murphy, he's probably the best time-wise, closest to keeping up with Murphy. But Murphy was even putting a gap on him, too. I was watching his split go up slowly.
Yeah, it was definitely going back and forth there between the time delta between all these guys, but that's the end of stage 1 there, ladies and gentlemen. They got 15 to go here as they'll be coming by this next time to cross the line. And I tell you what, we'll have to see how close it's going to be on fuel here, but it's going to be possibly a long caution here because they got to get all stacked back up before they pit here. So at the moment, looks like they're about halfway around the track, I believe. We can go ahead and hit a commercial break here, and we'll be back here in a few moments at Freaky Fast Broadcasting as these drivers all should be hitting pit road, getting their 4 tires and fuels done, and all their strategies planned out to see if they can make it to the end of the stage. Who's going to stretch it? Who's going to come up short and have to pit? We'll have to see next time, but we will be back in a few moments, ladies and gentlemen.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that Makoni Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairground Speedway, Five Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at Makoni Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, Makoni Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to MakoniSetupShop.com and learn why Makoni Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at Makoni Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
All right, we are back here, everybody, after our commercial break here for the end of stage number 1 here at the Xfinity Series for the Underdog Racing League here at the Daytona Road Course. Justice Murphy able to win that stage there in the 9 machine as we're focused on him. He's going to lose the race lead off of pit road here to the 5 of Jason Finsler as they catch up to the pace car, and I believe we'll have at least one more lap under yellow here, so we should be going back green with 11 to go. I think with that there, Ryan, I think with the math I've done, they should be able to make it on fuel.
Yeah, and they might come in to top off now. We do have a car a lap down, and correct me if I'm wrong. You get, lap cars, just because it's a road course, they still doesn't mean they can pit with the leader. So they might have to do 2 more laps here with that 28-4 being a lap down.
Very, very possible actually too. So that'll help the fuel mileage even better for these guys. I think they're pretty safe. The one thing I don't account for is that my data was with the different layout. It was not with the front chicane, so that adds some time in there. So that's going to be a little bit more fuel consumption added in for that calculation. So it's going to be pretty close. I can tell you that much, ladies and gentlemen. These drivers need to be saving fuel here, definitely under caution, to definitely feel confident.
Yeah, let's see if they let's see who tops off. You got the 14 there. He's going to stay out to get his lap back. He's going to get a wave around whenever the lights on the pace car go off, and that's going to be a little fun to watch him trying to race around and catch back up to the pack.
We'll see if anybody decides to hit pit road here. This is the time for the lap cars to come down. Like I said, there, the 14 Scott Kerberg coming down the pit road. This time it looks like nobody going to elect to do it. So that makes me feel even more confident that everybody feels like they can make it to the end. So we'll have to see how it all shakes out here. Freaky Fast Broadcasting is we're gonna get double filed up here. Yeah, lights are out on the pace car. We're ready to go back green flag racing as we complete our pace lap around here at the Daytona Road Course. So we got 3 minutes and 30 seconds to spare. Shout out to all you people out there in chat. Thank you for tuning in here tonight. And hit us up out there in the chat. And we don't bite. Oh, whoa. I think in the background I just seen somebody spin. I think it was the 4.
Yeah, the 4 car was
yeah.
4 car going for a ride.
Trying to get caught up too, I believe, on this caution lap. Sometimes you can get way behind on these caution laps. It's hard to get caught back up even before the green flag. So looks like Jeff Glover having a few issues under there in that caution. But yeah, man, thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. It's been a fantastic night of racing so far here at the Daytona Road Course. Like I said, don't bite, so hit us up out there in chat. Any comments, concerns, anything out there, just let us know who you're rooting for and how the sights and sounds here at the Daytona Road Course. And if you haven't yet, make sure you hit that thumbs up button to help us with our YouTube algorithm, and hit that subscribe and notification bell. We're at 949 subscribers here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting on YouTube. We switched primary to YouTube, I would say, just under probably 6 months ago, about a half a year now. We've been primary on YouTube, and we are trying to get to that goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2021. And it's growing each and every night. If you want to be part of that family here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting and be one of the original 1,000 here at this YouTube channel and beautiful broadcasting site, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of our action, and the notification bell, because that is what lets you know when we go live. And we go live multiple nights and multiple times each night.
And I want to throw out there, you know, big number, 950. The next subscriber is going to be 950. So if you're sitting in there tonight watching, hit that like definitely. And maybe if you're on the edge, you can be that lucky number 950.
That's exactly right. Could be that milestone number for us there, 950, and only be 50 away as we try to close out the year on a high note here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting. And, you know, I say close out the year, but the year's only begun. So we got plenty of time. It's going to be a piece of cake. I know all you fans out there are going to enjoy this action out here, and hit those interaction buttons that let us know that you do enjoy it. So thank you again for everybody tuning in. It's been a fantastic night. And thank you again to our sponsors of ButtKicker and the McConey Setup Shop for all they provide us, and also iRacing.com for letting us be on iRacing Live. So it's been a great year here in 2021 as we head down to the chicane before these drivers get ready to kick it off. And this will be their first restart technically here, Ryan, because we had a standing start. So let's see how this works out.
Yeah, standing start. There was a couple slow starters, and it kind of elected for them to space out a little bit. So this will be interesting with them all stacking up going into turn one here.
Green flag is out. What a start there for Finsler. He's able to gap Justice Murphy here. And Murphy, oh no, Finsler locking up going down the one. He's able to get it slowed down, able to cut across the track. Looks like 77, the throw goes way backwards. But Murphy in the 9 machine on our stage winner, he's going to drop all the way back to the 5th position there on lap 1. And man, oh man, that is not a great start for him. It's actually Orlando Jr. goes up his inside, slide past. Man, calamity here for our stage 1 winner.
Yeah, he's slide back there, maybe caught off guard with that start. It looked like Fensler took off pretty quick when that green flag, and 9 car just got caught sleeping.
And you're going to see, can Murphy make up the time? This worries me. This has got to be a great feeling for Finsler out front, to know the guy that was matching pace with you and even stretching pace on you in the long run has got caught up now back here in traffic. And, oh, we got a car off. I'm not sure who that is. That looks like that's the... You got to see what number exactly that is.
1 car of
Looks like
Steele.
1. Yeah, Dennis Steele there. So his night going around there running that 16th position going to be tough for him as he slides back to 18th now. Last car on the lead lap.
Yeah, one thing that got that the 9 of Justice Murphy, that stage 1 win, was consistency. He was definitely the most consistent driver in stage 1. And maybe the guys in front of him, if not all of them, I know definitely most of them made mistakes at some point in that first stage. At the 28's going to go slide to the inside wall. Don't know if he made contact, but locking him up, that's what you were talking about, locking him up, turning left and right. Not a fan for this car.
Yeah, not ideal situation when you're on the brakes for sure. As we look here, the 25 Trevor Earhart, he's made his way up to 2nd after that spin. He started up in 2nd, was trying, it was our Coda winner last season, so he's trying to get another road course win here as Finsler's got a 3.3 second gap back to him. He had the huge mistake in that first stage. Let's see if he can go without any mistakes here in the final stage to possibly win this thing, because Finsler had that huge mistake. He had the same gap. This is almost deja vu, same gap.
Oh, we got contact.
Oh, no, big spin back there, I believe. Is that Orlando Jr.? It looks like it is. I believe the 77 of Thrope got into Orlando Jr. on entry, just missing the corner. And that's going to take out both of those race cars, I believe. Also, Peyton Presley kind of got shook up a little bit from that and lost a few positions.
Yeah, that was a little bit of contact going to that corner. I saw it from afar, and a couple of guys, hey, took to stage 2 before we saw some hard contact between these guys. These guys are doing a great job. We've seen some loose, we'll call them loose cannons spinning around, losing the car a little bit. But other than that, it's been a clean race. We've only got 2 drivers out and only a couple more a lap down. So everyone's been holding their own here.
Yeah, and at the moment, Finn's are just stretching the gap out front. If he has another huge mistake, I mean, he can make a huge mistake and still hang on to the lead almost here. As you're looking at the 11 now of Peyton Presley. He's starting to put some pressure up here, trying to move forward in that machine as he got caught up in a little bit of that action there as the number 27 and 77 both went around.
Yeah, and you got Justice Murphy rebounding after a slow start to the stage. You see our points leader smoking tires on the chicane. He's not 99 to Walterman. He's up to 6th, so he's up a few positions from that stage 1 finish. Yeah, Murphy looks like he's going to be putting pressure on Loveland here shortly. He's rebounded nicely. He's got back up to 4th.
Yeah, Murphy's really starting to rebound now and go forward as Loveland even putting some pressure on Earhart as well. This a little bit of action here between the 11 and the 3, the 99 and the 24. Here from 5th on back. It's a trade as look at 3 makes a move here on the 99. Oh man, I don't know exactly what was going on there. Look at the 3 way off in the grass.
Yep.
Oh, I see exactly what happened. Looks like the 3 went to go make the move off the corner, caught the grass when he swung wide. And if you catch the grass in these cars, it just goes almost right around, and that's what happened. Walterman got very lucky to make it through that. Oh, there goes Peyton Presley around in the 11.
Yeah, and that's funny. The 3 and the 11 are part of BED Motorsports there, and they're racing together trying to pick off a spot on our points leader there, and 3 went around, almost collected the 11, and now the 11 loses it himself a few turns later.
9 to go, going to be coming to 8 to go this time by for Jason Finsler. Almost up to a 6-second gap now back to Trevor Earhart. As you're looking at Justice Murphy, our stage 1 winner, he's trying to work his way back up as he can see Loveland and Earhart directly there in front of him with 8 to go. Does he have the pace to run him down? The thing is, with 8 to go, that's a long time here at Daytona on the road course. But at the same time, 8 to go, he's going to need Finsler to make a mistake if he really wants to race for a win, though.
Yeah, and Fensler did fall off the pace a little bit towards the end of stage 1, and that's interesting to see if it was because of that spin that just really killed his tires, or if he just pushes that hard that there's wear and tear. But my bet's on that spin, because we know Fensler is a great driver on the track.
Yeah, Finsler, one of our already prior road course winners from last season. Could expect nothing less for him to come out here and put on another show. And he was our pole starter, I believe, from Coda also as well. So he knows how to put down a quick lap at a road course. And at the moment, doing very, very well. But that last time by, Earhart was about a half-second quicker. Going to need more than that, but if he starts to reel that gap in and starts to shrink it down, where Earhart starts to notice it, or not Earhart starts to move, but Finsler starts to notice that gap shrinking, that's when you see mistakes out of drivers, when they start thinking about how far behind is the driver behind him, how much is he catching me, how much this and that. That's when you see mistakes, and the only way you're going to get that out of Finsler is if you drop that gap down. Earhart going to have to do everything in his power to do it.
Yeah, Fensler's got to be thinking, half second. He's okay losing a half second with 8 laps to go. It's only going to get you 4 seconds. So he's still not going to be able to catch him, as we have a battle for 5th brewing here. We got 3 guys all within a second of each other. Walterman and the 99, 21, 24 all battling to try to get that top 5 here.
Yeah, it looks like Heights in the 21, Walterman in the 99, 27 Orlando Jr. They come down to the chicane here out of the straight. This is going to be interesting. Not a right good angle for Walterman. Somehow gets that thing turned. Can he get it back left? Now back to the left. Now there is contact between Orlando Jr. Heights, also Walterman. This is getting wild. Here comes the 77 Grant Thrope. He's trying to get back forward as really no space is safe here from fourth on back, really. I mean, leveling 19 seconds back. He must have made a major mistake this last time by.
I was wondering that too, and I thought it was going to be a battle for fourth, fifth, sixth, and then he started pulling away from these guys, and now it's a battle really fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and Heights is out there in ninth. And great battles on the track brewing up here. Yeah, you got Buell there in 10th.
Yeah, and I went back and looked at it. Loveland went around after turn one. So lost it there. Only lost one position, though. So that just showed you the gap that the front four had built up to the rest of the field. They were really putting on some excellent pace as now Murphy back into the top three podium positions. But now it's starting to solidify with lap times as Finsler 8/10 quicker than the rest of the field.
Yeah, you got Murphy. Murphy was closing in on the 25 for Earhart, and that gap has started to spread a little bit. And yeah, like you said, those top four really put a gap on the field to start this stage, and now it's really a one-man race, but you throw a three-man race all within 8 seconds of each other. You never know. One mistake by Fencer, he gets caught up on a chicane, or the turtles as we were calling them, and goes around. That time is going to go down quick, and maybe he starts panicking, trying to get straight, and all of a sudden it's the 25's race to lose.
Yeah, you can't panic in these moments. That's what you definitely can't do in the final closing moments of a road course race. 6 to go for the leader, Jason Finsler, as he's definitely solidified his final run. The first run a little shaky here and there. Had some chinks in the armor. He fixed those up during that stage break and made sure there would be no issues for him here so far. But like we said, there's still plenty of time left here with 6 to go. If any mistake happens, it's going to be critical.
Yeah, we just saw the 21 blow by the 99 there. So that tells me the 99 got one of those penalties for cutting the course, and he had to sit back. And what a disheartening feeling that is, just having to give away a free position because you cut the corner.
Yeah, it can be very frustrating sometimes with corner cuts, but you got to stay within the track boundaries, and unfortunately wasn't able to do that there for him. So we'll see how it works out. But with 6 to go here, looking at Heights in the 21 machine, he's trying to put some pressure on the 77 of Grant Thrope there for the 7th position. This is a great run nonetheless for that 21.
Yeah, and he was having a good battle for a top 5 spot before running into the back of the 99 when the 99 hopped the curb. So he's trying to rebound a little bit. He got a little squirrely when that happened, lost some time, and he's trying to reel it back in now.
Well, 6 to go here. Looking through the field, I mean, right now having a great run. The 77 in that 7th position, he needed it. 27th in points here coming tonight. Dropped 23 positions after that race. So definitely a wild drop there for him, but a lot of guys who are in terrible spots having good runs to get the points they needed to slide them back up into the standings. And next week, I expect to see a lot closer standings.
Yeah, and you got Fensler, who finished 11th, I believe, at Daytona last week. So he's having a nice run here after an 11th place finish. You got our points that are sitting 10th. And yeah, next week when the racing really begins, this is a road course. It's last week was a super speedway, and now the speedways start to come into play, and that's when that's the meat and the potatoes of the schedule, as I like to think of them.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, that's going to be the real benchmark we have next week when we head off to Homestead. That is going to be a race where we're going to tell what a lot of people have for the rest of the season, possibly. as it's a good showcase for your mile and a half speed. As we're watching the 77 have some issues there getting off the corner, letting the 21 come back into striking distance. But what a schedule we have here coming up, man! Homestead, Nashville Super Speedway, the Super Speedway, the Texas Motor Speedway, and the Kansas Motor Speedway. So we got some really great tracks coming up with those four. Now, I'm not sure if you've ran any laps in Nashville, the new Nashville concrete track, Ryan, but that thing, I'm pretty excited for that one. That track looked to be a very good addition to the iRacing service.
It did, and I have ran there, and it actually threw me for a loop, with all the super speedway talk. I was scratching my head. I was like, I don't remember there being a Nashville super speedway. Like, are we gonna have drafting and pack racing? And then I got there, and it was a fun. It's more of a speedway, but they like throwing that super in there to confuse guys like me.
Yeah, when I first see it, I was like, I don't know if that's a super speedway, but close enough for Nashville standards. And man, I tell you that track looks really fun. I actually have yet to do any laps there, so I'm excited. Once we get down there, I'm gonna have to put in a little bit of work there to see how these cars drive, get a little bit of knowledge and homework in for myself, so I can get up to date with those. But Homestead next week, man. I can tell you probably everything about that track. I have slept and I've pretty much woke up and slept at Homestead for the past 2 weeks. So that track, I should have lots of information for us next week.
You always have a lot of information. I'll tell you what, Zach, you impressed me with your knowledge up there about each and every one of these tracks. And Homestead, not one of my favorite tracks as far as driving it, but I've always been a fan of the racing there when I'm not partaking in it.
That's a great point. I personally have never really been that fond of Homestead. It's never been a track really that's worked out for me too well. But I'll tell you one thing: the product of the racing there is amazing. One of the best tracks we have left. I mean, so it's definitely a gem in itself. So I'm excited to see how that is. And we'll be under the sunset next week. So we're going starting there right at the dusk and heading off into the lights. And really going to get down some great racing there. So we got a bunch of night races coming up. Even Texas, Kansas, Charlotte, Bristol. So a lot of night races here in the future.
Yeah, and going to Homestead, growing up watching NASCAR and having Homestead not be the final race of the season anymore I'm still trying to get used to it. Every time I see Homestead, I'm like, is this championship week?
Yeah, it's definitely thrown, I think, a lot of guys for a loop, with it changing up like that. And it's such a good racetrack. It's unfortunate that it did lose that. I wish it would have, gained maybe a possible another spot on the schedule. We need about another race, at least another one of those races during the year. But man, I tell you what, 3 to go here. Fensler 6.8 second gap as he stretched it here to Earhart, as I believe he made a major mistake to put him in the clutches of Justice Murphy here with 3 to go. But Fensler made a big lockup going into one. This ain't over. If he gets a big mistake, these guys will be right on top of him with only that 6-second gap buildup. So we'll have to see. It's not over yet, but it's getting to the point where Fensler could just cruise.
Yeah, 3 to go. Last car on track is a minute 10 behind, so not really going to be a threat of lap traffic. So Fensler just needs to keep it smooth and keep it square and just not settle down, not that he's pushing it, but just keep it settled, and he should be having an easy victory here, as we're going to have a battle heating up for second. This is what these guys are going to be racing for. They know unless Fensler can unless Fensler makes a mistake, this is all these guys are going to get.
Yeah, it's definitely got, it's going to be interesting between these two to see how hard they push each other in these final moments. They got a lot to lose here early in the season. Do you risk it here? Oh, jumping the curb there, Murphy. I don't know how good an exit that's going to be for him as we exit down here into oval 3 and 4 before they head off into the final chicane before the start-finish line. Looks like Earhart opens up the gap here as they head down here. We'll be taking 2 to go here as Fensler should be crossing the line any moment.
Yeah, and sometimes that curb hop, I was wondering if the 9 was going to have to hold up or a cut corner, because you cut that curve too much, and iRacing will throw the cutting corner out there. Well, not iRacing, but just the rules of the road. They'll throw a I don't even know what it's called, a corner cut penalty. I'm sure there's an actual name for it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gives you a time penalty. So you cut the corner, and then it'll tell you how much. It'll give you a certain amount of time to give back that time. And I can tell you, it's pretty harsh. It'll say give back a second and a half. You're probably going to give up probably 3 seconds.
Yep, and for those of you not familiar with iRacing, it pops up on your screen, and you got a certain amount of time to get done with it, or you get black flagged as you see lap traffic coming into play for this battle for second.
Yeah, and this is going to be interesting here to see how they navigate through there. As looks like going to be by Scott Kerberg and the 4 of Jeff Glover's. They both missed the corner, on this lap. So luckily, no harm, no foul to the lead lap guys there. As we go into oval 1 and 2 with Murphy trying everything he can to get the run. But I can tell you one thing, we talk about dirty air at tracks and how it's tough to follow in this package. It's actually tough to do it at road courses in too, and especially in the bus stop. This is one of the toughest corners to follow somebody in.
Yeah, I just want to note, as you see, the 9 really closed up on that bus stop there. He nailed that bus stop. This is about where he closed up on him last time through. So he's going to have one more try in that bus. And you see the 25 just pulls away little by little through the rest of the track.
Yeah, and this right here is a hard zone to pass in. If someone makes a pass there, it'll be very impressive. Looks like 15 of John Magner. He's spun around there on the X's. Fenzer crosses the line. That's the white flag lap. 2 minutes left here tonight on service for the Underdog Racing League. Can Fenzer make it back? He has a 6-second gap back to these two battling for the top 3.
Yeah, and Fenzler's just keeping it straight. It's going to be his race, barring something drastic here. These two are battling for second, and then it's almost 20 seconds back to 4th, and another 30 for or another 10 for 5th. So Loveland kind of in his own area code right now, Fensler in his own area code, but these top 3 are really putting on a show.
And man, Murphy getting closer and closer to the back bumper of the 25 machine of Trevor Earhart. Can he get it done? Coming out of turn 5 here, down to turn 6. Hard braking zone. Look at this, Murphy all over the back bumper. Can he get the exit though? And then drive down here, down the long 1 and 2 oval and down the back straightaway of the Daytona Superspeedway.
Yeah, this is really where the draft could really help a little bit on this course. And that 9 has been better through this bus stop coming up on the backstretch. So if he could have just stayed to his bump route, I would have really liked to see how he tries to make a pass at the bus stop.
And he closes in here down into the bus stop. Gets a great turn through the initial curve. Oh, doesn't get the greatest exit though. Earhart able to actually gap him here on the exit. That's going to solidify his position unless some type of mistake from Earhart down here into the bus stop, as Jason Fensler up ahead of this navigates his way through the final chicane. And he is going to be your race winner here tonight, the Daytona. Oh,
whoa,
man, look at that. Earhart mistake in the final chicane. Easy to do. Just monster trucks the curves. That's going to go up the second position to Justice Murphy, and that's going to slide him back to 3rd. What a wild finish there as Jason Fensler gets his first win of the season here in race number 2 at the Daytona Road Course. Our defending series champ puts himself on the board here early in the going.
Yeah, great finish there for the 9. Took stage 1, second for stage 2, and good to see him. Great to see him do well. And yeah, we saw the 25 go for a ride there.
Yeah, that was a wild ride. He jumped that curve like it was a motocross jump. So, and as I was alluding to early in the race, the damage that you could get from it, it definitely damaged that race car. But man, what a drive for Fensler in that final stage. I mean, had the mistake in the first stage, cleaned it all up there in this final one, and was able to dominate all the way down to the end. Never gave these guys much of a chance, and was able to bring home his second road course victory at the Underdog Racing after winning at Watkins Glen last season in the trucks. Now coming here to the Daytona road course in the Xfinity cars. I can tell you, Ryan, this guy here says, I'm not really that fond of the road courses.
Yeah. Goes ahead and takes the victory, and I like how he's doing his parade lap, and he was still going through the bus stops. If that was me, I'd just be going straight. Oh my God, I'm done with you guys.
You're like, I've done enough of this tonight. 25 times, can't do it a 26th time. No, sir, not this one. But looks like Fensler's going to come down here as he's going to look to celebrate here on the front straightaway with a road course victory to start off the season. I mean, I can tell you how special road course wins are, but how special they are, especially when you don't feel like you're going to win them. You know, and Fensler, I know he says he struggles on road courses, but he clearly does it. This guy excels at every type of racing and every type of skill as he brings it down here on the front stretch at the Daytona road course down to the start finish line. And I believe, is he going to do a burnout for us? Yes, he does. As he celebrates on the front straightaway, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back in a few moments to get our top 3 finishers up here for a quick interview. All right, we're back here for our post-race interviews after tonight's race here at the Daytona Road Course. Here for the Underdog Racing League at the Xfinity Series here, the 2021 season. Let's go ahead and bring up our third place man, Trevor Earhart, who just came up a few spots shy of that victory. It had lost one position in the final corner. Let's hear about his night in that 25 machine. Hey, Trevor, it's Zach up in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Yeah.
Well, buddy, a great night here on the Daytona Road Course for you, and definitely not one without ups and downs for yourself. Definitely, starting from that second position there, made the mistake early in stage one, had to fight back from that, man, but nonetheless got back into that second position, and a great battle with Justice Murphy coming down to the end. Take us through your race, man, because it was definitely one that had a lot of events in it.
For me, it was just embarrassing for me. I just made that stupid mistake going into getting onto the banking on the first stage, and for like the next 3 laps, I just locked up in every corner, just trying to get back up there, and finally calmed down, got back up there, and then at the beginning of the second stage, I took it really easy on the first lap just to make sure that we were still up there. And Jason got away from us, and then had a great battle with Justice, and then again just a stupid mistake into the final corner, and tried to be a super stadium truck or something over that final turtle curb. But I'll take a top 3. Definitely not what I wanted for the night. Definitely not happy with myself and my performance, but for a result, I'll take it, and we go on to Homestead.
Yeah, man, definitely a good result after last week. Coming home or coming away with that 14th place in play in the point standing. It's good to go out here and get that third place finish on your belt, man. I tell you what, like I said, won that victory, but it seemed these Xfinity cars. I was telling the guys up here how difficult and how tough this road course is, and these Xfinity cars, and how limited grip is it. Take us through some of the toughest spots of the track for you tonight.
Definitely turn 1. If you don't get it just right, you can carry the left front tire a lot under braking and lock it up. And in the final chicane, I guess if that's what they want to call it, if you're not careful there and miss your braking zone, obviously, as you guys saw in the last lap, you can definitely just miss that, and that sets up your whole lap. So if you don't get that turn right, it can really mess up your entire lap. But overall, as upset as I am with myself, it was a great race. Those cars are a lot of fun to drive on the road course. I'm definitely looking forward to Coda when we go there, and hopefully we'll put on a better show there.
Yeah, man, definitely got the victory there last season there, Coda. Let's see if you can go back there in the Xfinity car and replicate what you did in the truck, man. It'll be fun to watch. But next week, head off to Homestead. You alluded to that. How you feeling about going off to that 1.5 mile for next week?
Oh, pretty good. I like Homestead as a track. Definitely one of the few tracks where you can have multi-groove racing, so definitely looking forward to that. With everybody, obviously Jason's going to be tough, Justice is going to be tough, and all the normal guys up front. So I'm looking forward to a really good race with everybody next week.
Well, man, it's gonna be fun to watch. We can't wait to see it here as we got our first race with the Xfinity car on a 1.5 mile here for your series. It's gonna be very, very awesome to see. But man, before we let you get out of here, Trevor, anybody want to send a shout out to, man?
Shout out to the league, to you guys for the great broadcasting, to my teammates Loveland and Parker, and then to all my friends and family watching at home. Shout out to all of them for tuning in.
Well, Trevor, congrats on third here tonight, buddy. We'll catch you next week at Homestead. You have a fantastic night, man.
Thank you. You guys too.
All right, that was Trevor Earhart, your third place finisher here tonight at the Daytona International Speedway on the road course side of things. So congrats to him on third, as we'll go ahead and bring up our second place man and stage 1 winner, Justice Murphy, as he had a heck of a night in that 9 machine. Hey, Justice is back up in the booth, man. You got a copy.
Got you, buddy.
Well, I tell you what, man, a fantastic run tonight for that number 9 machine. Qualified in that third position and was very early able to hold on to that third position, but then mistakes in front of you allowed you to get that lead, man, and then from there win the stage. I mean, first let's stick to the first stage, man. What a great way to start the race for you. How was that opening stage with the car?
Man, the car felt good. Obviously, we kind of regard Trevor as our measuring stick around these things, so never expecting him to make a mistake, and kind of benefited from that. And then the same thing with Jason. He's just a great racer, and just got it in there a little hot in 3 and looped it, and I just was in the right place at the right time, and luckily enough had the pace to just hold him off there at the end of that stage.
Yeah, definitely had some great pace tonight, man. And then that's what I was going to kind of allude to, that final stage, he beats you off of pit road there after the stage break. You come out in second. And then from there, unfortunately, that first lap just probably didn't go as planned for you because, falling back to that 5th position, having to work your way back up to second, not allowing you really to have a chance to put any pressure on Jason there. You feel like if you could have stayed in second there, do you feel like you could have maybe had some pressure for that leader?
I feel like he would have got a big run to start, but I think I could have gotten a little closer to him. I don't know that I could have got to him, but I would have liked to have had the opportunity to see for sure.
It would have been fun to watch, Justice. I tell you what, man, great run here tonight for yourself, winning that stage, getting second here to end it all here tonight. Man, how you feel about going off into Homestead with some momentum here?
Man, I love that track. It was one of my best runs last season. I had a good run going, battling with Jason all night. I'm looking forward to it, carrying some momentum. Just try to get my teammates motivated and get them up there with me.
Well, buddy, I tell you what, it's going to be fun to watch. I can't wait to see these Xfinity cars take on Homestead next week. It's going to be a great race to see, man, and hopefully yourself can keep up this momentum you got going. But before we let you go, Justice, anybody want to send a shout to, buddy?
Man, I just want to give you guys a shout out, doing a good job on the broadcast. Justin and the guys for running this thing, and my teammates, of course, for constant pressure all week. And we got a lot of practice in, and I appreciate those guys working hard with me and helping push me.
Well, Justice, congrats on second here tonight, man. We will catch you next week at Homestead, hopefully in Victory Lane.
Thank you, fellas.
All right, that was Justice Murphy, your second place finisher here tonight from the Daytona International Speedway on the road course. I must point out again because there's two different layouts here. So we'll go ahead and bring up our race winner though here tonight. Jason Fitzler, defending series champion from the Truck Series last season. Now to the Xfinity cars, he gets his first win of the season here, but on the road course, I'm sure he'll be surprised with that. Hey, Jason, it's Zach up in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, I tell you what, Jason, great way to kick off the second race of the season for you, man. Here after 3 weeks in a row here at Daytona, here come back tonight and get the win at the Daytona road course. Started from that pole position, but it was not clean sailing all night. You had that mistake early in stage one. Kind of take us through that and that trying to rebound from that.
Yeah, I just got in there a little over my head and looped it. So that was on me. We had to bounce back from that, but I actually was really happy with the pace we had. It was really a rhythm racetrack, but to be honest, I'm happy to leave Daytona.
Yeah, definitely a 3-week trilogy of definitely ups and downs for a lot of drivers, I'm sure. And I'm sure a lot of people will be happy to go off, not too far away from Daytona to Homestead here in Florida and get some mile-and-a-half action going with this Xfinity car, man. But before we head off to Homestead, this track, like you said, it was very much a rhythm racetrack. This road course very difficult, and especially in these Xfinity cars, very low grip. I mean, like you said, you got a little bit ahead of yourself into that corner. How tough was it there, even leading there down at the end, with a 6-second lead, not to make a big mistake? I mean, we see turn one, huge mistakes for a lot of guys going down there tonight, locking up. Kind of take us through some moments maybe where you had some scary situations.
Yeah, I mean, I had them quite a few times, to be honest with you. The back of the car just gets light under braking, and as you're downshifting, it's kind of moving around. And if you get in too heavy, you lock up that left front tire. So it's really just about hitting your marks and making the least amount of mistakes as possible. And Trevor and Justice, they were fast, so I knew I had to maintain a gap and keep that rhythm going.
Well, man, you definitely did a fantastic job here tonight on the Daytona road course. Now headed off next week, man, after you got this win under your belt after the second race of the season. Now heading off for the third race at Homestead. How do you feel about going in there? It's our first, I would say, real benchmark here in this Xfinity car to see what we're going to have for the rest of the season for the mile and a halves. You think that's going to be an important one to get it started right?
Yeah, it is. I don't have a lot of time in these cars, so I know tire management's going to be huge. Low grip in these cars, so you got to take care of your tires. So we'll just see what we got, and hopefully now we're going to some traditional racetracks. We'll have the speed and see if we can hold these guys off.
Well, man, if it's anything like last season, you will definitely have a good bit of speed, and we'll have to see if any drivers can take it to you as you are defending series champion, man. So congrats again on that, and congrats on winning here tonight at Daytona, Jason. Before we let you go, celebrate this victory, man. Anybody want to send a shout to?
Yeah, Justin and all the guys on the league, they do a great job. Nice field of cars for the first few races. Hopefully we can maintain that. You guys on the broadcast, man, you guys do a heck of a job. And to the family, they always tune in and enjoy it. So we really appreciate that.
Well, Jason, congrats, like I said, buddy. And we will catch you next week at Homestead, and hopefully another great finish for you.
Look forward to it, boys. Thank you.
All right, everybody. That was your race winner here tonight, Jason Finsler, and that number 5 machine bringing home the victory here at the Daytona International Speedway NASCAR Road Course. As what a night it's been. And we're gonna quickly end tonight's broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, I'll go through the results here. We don't have our layouts as our internet's messing up. I'll quickly read out what our results were there real quickly. As Jason Finn's able to bring home that victory. Second's going to go to Justice Murphy. Third's going to be Trevor Earhart. Fourth, James Loveland. Fifth's going to go to Kevin Orlando Jr. Sixth's going to be Nick Alves. Seventh's going to be Christopher Height. Eighth's going to go to Parker Johnson. Ninth, Grant Thrope. 10th's going to be Dylan Walterman. 11th, Peyton Presley. Jacob Sekrovich is going to come in 12th. 13th is going to go to Michael Miner. 14th is going to go to Cody Dorsey. 15th, Marshall Wilson. 16th, Dennis Steele. 17th is going to go to David Buell. 18th is going to go to Scott Kerberg. 19th is going to go to John Magner. 20th is going to go to Jeff Glover. 21st, Dane Moyer. And rounding out your field, the 22nd position is Justin Stunner. Is that your race results tonight? As we are going to make a quick exit out here, ladies and gentlemen, as we are having major problems. Thank you all for tuning in here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Make sure to tune in next time. And we love you all. Peace out.